1993, a kids show appeared on the air that was unlike any other kids show before it. At the time, it featured a small cast: Bob the Tomato, Larry the Cucumber, and Junior Asparagus. What was pitched as a simple broadcast dedicated to teaching wholesome Christian values grew to become a worldwide icon: Veggietales. Chances are, you have heard that name. Veggietales at its peak was one of the most popular TV shows, bringing in millions of viewers from around the world. However, it was also during its peak in popularity when it became the spotlight for numerous controversies, including the lawsuit of Felipe versus Big Idea. In 2009, Big Idea drastically raised the budget for the show. They began to transition their program to 16:9 HD resolutions, and for this upgrade, they have decided to reshoot the intro to match the rest of the episode's format. Bob, who was the series director, decided to take this opportunity to make the intro even more labyrinth and spectacular. Larry, the co-host and co-creator of the show, had long had his issues with the demands put on him by Bob. Larry was born with asthma, giving him weaker lungs, making it harder for him to do some demanding activities. Bob, however, instructed Larry to play the tuba for the intro. The tuba is a particularly demanding instrument on your lungs, which would pose a challenge to Larry. But on top of that, Bob demanded that Larry dance as he plays, a challenging task for any ordinary person, but an impossible task for Larry. Larry did bring this up to Bob behind the scenes. However, Bob gaslit Larry into doing it for this show, stating that it was for the children.
Oh, come on.
Nope, not gonna do it.
It's for the kids.
Oh, okay.
This issue lit the fuse for the impending disaster that was about to occur. The new intro was set to begin filming, its most elaborate and challenging yet. At one point, it began to look like the shoot would be delayed in order to perform necessary safety inspections. Allegedly, Bob threatened the inspectors behind the scenes to postpone the inspections for after the shoot. There have been several allegations against Bob for ignoring safety precautions in the past, as well as preventable injuries that have occurred while filming. The shoot began on schedule though, with everything running smoothly up until the end of the intro. One of the concerns with the safety team was with the placement of the cast, specifically the French peas. There were huge concerns about their safety, as they were propped up high and stacked on top of each other. Throughout the entire shoot, you can see how both Felipe and John are struggling to keep their balance through their demanding routine. Their efforts were done in vain though, as something unprecedented happened. Just as the song was coming to an end, Larry runs out of breath and collapses on the floor unconscious. A horrifying image. The entire cast and crew is distraught. Felipe was so startled by what occurred that he forgot to keep his balance and falls headfirst directly into the tuba. Felipe has just sustained a major concussion, but the worst is yet to come. Larry quickly regains consciousness and, out of confusion, lets out an enormous blast of air out through the tuba. The pressurized air is so powerful, it is able to lift Felipe out of the tuba and several feet into the air. He somehow miraculously is able to land on top of John. The cast quickly tried to play it off by laughing, hoping it was just a minor mishap. But Felipe just incurred one of the most brutal injuries that have ever occurred on a set. Since Felipe fell face first into the tuba, all of the air entered Felipe's airways. The intense pressure of carbon dioxide punctured dozens of holes in Felipe's airways, all of which pale in comparison to what happened next. As Felipe begins to lift off, the full pressure of his weight was essentially condensed to his sinuses. His sinuses collapse, and the pressurized carbon dioxide fully invades Felipe's neurocranium and completely surround his brain. It was a miracle that Felipe was able to land on John, but as the cast laughs around him, his brain is literally dying at a rapid speed. Felipe would go on to spend 9 months in the Bumbleberg City Hospital, enduring multiple surgeries and countless hours of physical therapy. In the end, Felipe was left in a vegetative state, unable to move any part of his body other than his head. Felipe was fired from the show, leaving him with outstanding medical debt. But the main motivator for the lawsuit was the fact that Big Idea went ahead and used the shot where the accident occurred in the final publication of the intro. Felipe went on to say that the actions of Big Idea and Bob the Tomato are absolutely atrocious. They show no regard for the safety of any of their actors. Even though my injuries were technically caused by Larry, I hold no blame for him. I blame Bob for his unreasonable expectations and irresponsible actions. After a lengthy legal battle that began in 2012, Felipe successfully sued Big Idea for 11.5 million euros. After the lawsuit, Bob retained his leadership position in Big Idea. Felipe, to this day, continues to call for Bob's resignation. While Big Idea has improved with avoiding future accidents on set, Felipe says he won't rest until Bob the Tomato is removed from his position of power.